Hi everyone and welcome. This is Rudy Hunter. Hope you're doing well. We are going to do a little energy work, but I want to teach you something that's really powerful, especially if you're working on any self-healing project, from a scrape on your knee to big things that have 27 syllables that none of us want. So one of the huge challenges healing yourself, doing all the right stuff for yourself, which includes energy work, medications, supplements, tinctures, teas, you name it, stretches, exercise, and the list goes on and on and on. The mind is a powerful force, but an unruly mind is a great distractor and disruptor of your own healing capabilities. And you don't have to take my word for that. Pennsylvania. ever windy, ever brutal. So you don't have to take my word for that. I want to show you how quickly the mind will engage to try and sabotage you. So think about the last 2 or 3 things you did to take care of yourself on your healing project. You drank the right tea, you had a good supplement, you took your prescription, you obeyed your doctor's advice, you stretched, you did this, that, and the other. Focus on that for a minute and then sit quietly, as we will do now, and notice a couple of things. Notice the mind gets restless almost instantly, usually seconds away, and into the forefront of your focus. For some people it's up here, some people it's down there, but for most of us it takes about 80% of our focus. The mind starts to seed doubt. And it can come in the form of, oh, maybe you should double your supplements. Maybe that's not enough. Am I taking the right supplement? Is that med really helping me? Is my doctor a moron? Should I be stretching 3 times a day or 6 times a day instead of once every couple of days? Questions all seeded with fear, doubt, and worry. Now that's just an example. If you want a clean example, because I've supplied all the fear, doubt, and worry for you, do this again before you continue on with the video, and you'll notice that you do it all by yourself. Whether it takes 10 seconds or 35 seconds, maybe a minute if you're lucky, that quietude focused on what you're doing for yourself to help yourself get better gets blurred and diminished by the mind at play. It's an unruly, uncontrolled mind, and I have years referred to the mind as an 850-pound gorilla just sitting around there pretending it's not a player. It's a player. It's a player in you getting better when you have control over this mind. Now, controlling your mind has been an ancient problem, and it'll be around long after I'm no longer here. But I'm going to give you a shortcut with energetic work to see through the fear, the doubt, the worry that the mind automatically generates. The fact that it generates it is the topic of a whole long lecture, but you can prove to yourself that's what the mind does by doing what I suggest. Here's how you do that. We're going to do energetic work to see through the fear, the doubt, and the worry. Because honestly, if there's this 850-pound gorilla of fear, doubt, and worry that's obscuring about 80% of your focus, when you're focused on getting better, that automatically only gives you a 20% periphery to do the right thing that isn't filled with fear, doubt, and worry. So most of us try and push it away. That doesn't work because it snaps back harder and takes up more of your intention field. And some of us try to understand why. Why questions are terrible questions. Why questions don't ever lead to healing. They can take you down interesting rabbit holes that still won't help you, interesting as they are. Instead, we're going to go where the mind cannot go, to you as an already healed person who has already conquered whatever it is that you're working on. The mind can't do that because its focus is always to be pulled back into the central focus that you're keeping. And honestly, a lot of us who ruminate, that's a very polite way of saying a lot of us who obsess about, oh my God, what does my knee pain mean? Do I have a terrible disease? Do I need a cane? Will I end up alone under a bridge? You know what I'm talking about. The escalating rumination. A lot of us go pull that back ourselves. The mind doesn't even have to generate it. We go looking for it and pull it back into the central field of our awareness. None of this is helpful. This is part of why when you're working on healing solo 100% by yourself, it's so difficult. Because we have to manage not only the physical stuff we're doing and the stretching and exercising, blah, blah, blah. We have to manage this gigantic gorilla 24/7. That's why it's helpful to have somebody in your corner, this is what I do for a living, who knows how to get beyond that big, normal, natural human barricade to activating your healing. And I'm going to give you a piece of it here because it's really, really helpful. So, here's what we're going to do. Just make sure you're not driving or operating heavy machinery. I'm going to ask you once again, focus on the last couple of things you did right for yourself or that you're doing to help yourself. Pull them into the central portion of your focus and allow yourself to look at them. And already the mind starts again. This time, I'm going to give you crazy, outrageous instructions, and this is how we access where the mind can go. I'm going to ask you to let the mind do what the mind does, which means no trying to shove it away, no trying to ask why, no trying to understand it, no changing, manipulating, or editing it in any way, shape, or form. You keep your attention here on what the mind is doing. Close your eyes as long as you're safe and sound. We'll do some energetic work and I'll start to show you what's possible. Here we go, and I'll let you know when we're done. It won't be long. Here we go. Keep reminding yourself just to do nothing but give your mind permission to be what it is and do what it's doing. And there we go. Very gently, leisurely, very slowly, allow yourself to slide back to here and now, eyes slowly open. Before you do anything else, here's the most important part. Check inside and notice what you notice. Pay attention to what may have arrived, what may have left, and how you feel not just about the issues you're working on. Check every part of you. It'll take 5 whole seconds. Check how your body feels. Check about your sense of lightness or balance. Check your self-esteem. Check your flexibility and happiness. Also check the issues you're working on. Notice that somehow, and there's not always a good word for this, but somehow there's more wiggle room. There's more possibility. And in fact, even on an overcast Pennsylvania afternoon, there's somehow more light or lightness available to you. And it's not there because I tell you. Check. You'll notice. And somehow you feel better. Again, not because I told you so. I could tell you a whole bunch of nonsense. I want you to check your own internal experience. Because the energy work that we do, that I offer to folks, when you check like this at the end, starts to magnify and not only helps you today in this moment, but helps you with every piece of energy work you will ever do with me. I hope you'll come and do more and more and more energy work with me. I would invite you to join us on School, SKOOL, at Hunter's Healing Lab. There you'll find a community of people, a whole bunch of my tools available to help you in the process of getting better. Whether you're working on an achy knee, or a hip thing, or a back thing, or a skin thing, or an eye thing, or a neck thing, whatever the thing is you're working on, you'll find tools that make a very big difference. And I can say that because I've been in practice for 40 or something years, for a very long time, and half my practice is people and the other half is animals. And I make a lot of stuff available because we need that external help to point us away from the 850-pound gorilla that's getting in the way of our healing. Love it if you'd let us know how you did, what your experiences are. Leave a comment. Let us know what you used it for. Don't give us the gory details. We don't need those. But we would love to know, did this help whatever it is you're working on? Did it somehow magically, it's not magic, but sometimes it feels like it, did this somehow magically help in a way that is inexplicable? Or did you feel nothing and felt very rested? Also, a hallmark of one of the hallmarks or the milestones onto healing and engaging that system in you that turns on healing capacity and capability. So we're nosy. We want to know. Share it with us. Lean in here. Use this as much as you like. Join me on School, myself, and a bunch of other wonderful people as we ride this journey together to you, working on healing projects so you can get to where you want to be with more ease and grace and capability and joy in your life. All right, from somewhere really, really windy, but now sunny in Pennsylvania, this is Rudy Hunter. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye for now.